Cedar Park sounds like an awesome place to live, and I think it's really cool, but it may not be for everyone. Here's some reasons that you don't want to move to Cedar Park. If you don't want to live somewhere that's moving and progressing, don't move to Cedar Park. Every industry in Cedar Park is growing right now, everything from the tech industry to food and beverage and entertainment. For tech companies, we have a company that's about to send a rocket into space, and I'm not talking about Tesla or Elon Musk. We also have startups, companies that are moving their headquarters there, and tech companies that are expanding in Cedar Park. So if that's not your cup of tea, if you want to be somewhere that's just a little bit stagnant and not growing as much, Cedar Park might not be for you. As far as food and beverage goes, like, you don't have to go to Austin to get a good meal or a good beer or a nice glass of wine. Lots of cool Austin restaurants are setting up locations in Cedar Park, like Jack Allen's Kitchen is about to open there. They're a local Austin chain that has really good food, really cool atmosphere, and they're moving into Cedar Park just because of all the growth and all the cool folks that are living there. Red Horn is one of my favorite breweries in Austin. They're a brewery / coffee roastery. They're opening up a second location in Cedar Park close to the H-E-B Center, which is where we have like concerts, hockey games, basketball games, stuff like that. So if like growth and progression is not your thing, don't move here. Real quick, before we get too far into the video, I realized I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Tiffany Moore. I'm a realtor right here in Austin, Texas. If you have any questions about moving here, buying a home here, I'm happy to help. All my info is in the description, so you can find it there. All right, back to the video. If education is not important to you, don't move to Cedar Park. Like, if you want your kids to go to bad schools, Cedar Park is probably not the place for you. Cedar Park has 17 schools. 11 out of those 17 are rated a 7 or higher. Cedar Park is a really highly educated community. 49% of adults have a bachelor's degree or higher. Compare that to only 42% for the rest of Williamson County. So companies want to be where there's a good pool of employees. And that's why good companies are moving to Cedar Park, is that there's a great employee pool to pick from. People don't have to drive downtown. They can stay and work from home or work from some of their local offices because of the highly educated employee pool and the awesome schools that we have in Cedar Park. If you just like absolutely hate the sound of children laughing and playing and enjoying life and having a good time, then don't move to Cedar Park. There are a ton of parks and trails and fun activities and stuff for kids and families to do, and most of it is free. So there's Brushy Creek Trail. This is a long trail on the Brushy Creek Park. It connects 6 different parks in different communities. One of the coolest ones is called Champions Park, and they have like a huge dinosaur sculpture, and they have a sand pit where you can like dig for dinosaur bones. I run on this trail a lot, and I always see families at this area of the park, and it's just cool to see kids outside in the dirt playing and not at home like stuck on computer screens and stuff. I don't have kids, so it's easy for me to be like armchair quarterback, but I always loved playing outside as a kid, and it's really cool for me to see other kids having a space to do that, even in a big metro area. In addition to the Brushy Creek Trail and the parks that spur off of it, there's also a huge sports complex where they've got like BMX trails and skate parks and stuff that's not just like your typical sandbox, playground, stuff like that for kids to do. Lots of ways for kids to be outside and be active and just enjoy being kids, which is super awesome. And like I said, most of this stuff is free. If your kids are not into like getting in the dirt, doing BMX or riding skateboards everywhere, there's a really cool sculpture garden. So exposing kids to art is something else that you can do, again, for free in Cedar Park. We have a ton of museums in Austin proper, but you don't have to drive 45 minutes to Austin to do that. So if you want to expose your kids to being outside and to art, this really cool sculpture garden is definitely something that you need to check out. And there is a pool that is pretty much like its own little water park. It's got a ton of cool water stuff to do. So something other than just like chilling by a pool. It's got splash pads, diving boards, all that cool stuff. And on top of that, most communities in Cedar Park, like part of the HOA, have their own community pools. So a lot of folks that I talk to will want to build a pool in their backyard, but I explain to them like most people in Austin and in Cedar Park don't have pools because there's so many public and community pools to go and like hang out with your friends, meet your neighbors and stuff there. So if like I said, if the sound of children laughing and running through the streets and playing in splash pads, if that just sounds like nails on a chalkboard to you, don't move to Cedar Park because it is a very family-friendly area with tons of activities and stuff for kids. If you just hate doing stuff and having fun, definitely don't move to Cedar Park. There's so much fun stuff to do that's not for kids, that's not downtown, that's not just playing on splash pads. One of the coolest things in Cedar Park is the H-E-B Event Center. I've talked about this in a couple of my other videos. It's so awesome. I've seen a few concerts there. Like my husband and I saw Tool there a few years ago. They have Alice Cooper and Judas Priest coming up. This weekend, they are having the rodeo, which we're in Texas. Of course, there's a rodeo. But next weekend, they're having like a hip hop show with Mace and Kool Moe Dee and people like that. So Cedar Park has a lot of diverse, fun stuff for you to do where you don't have to drive down to Austin to get your entertainment in or to have fun. So something else that I thought was pretty cool is we are getting like 3 pickleball complexes in Austin. The first one is coming to Cedar Park. If you've been to Topgolf, it's supposed to be something similar to that, except more of a focus on just like the entertainment part of it, the drinks, the food, relaxing, hanging out with friends. And then if you want to do some pickleball while you're at it, you can do that too. Totally look up pickleball. It looks like a lot of fun. It's like a mix between badminton, tennis, something else, ping pong, I think. You can do it outdoors or indoors. But anyway, there's lots of fun activities to do in Cedar Park. But if you like hate having fun, definitely don't move here. Cedar Park is also really close to the new soccer stadium. So we have an Austin football club here. It's just outside the Domain. Cedar Park is like 15, 20 minutes from that. So just tons of activities for you to do that don't necessarily involve kids or sculpture gardens or splash pads or anything like that. If you just want to have some good old like normal adult fun, and I don't mean it in like the adult fun kind of way, but like some stuff for adults to do, there's tons of that in Cedar Park. But again, like if that's not your jam and you just like hate fun, do not move here. It's going to annoy the crap out of you. If you don't even want to like enjoy life in your own house, definitely don't move to Cedar Park. Even if you hate doing all the stuff that I just talked about, like pickleball sounds dumb. Who wants to go see concerts? Who wants to play on a splash pad and go to a pool and run around in parks? So that just sounds horrible to you. And you also like don't even want to enjoy life in your own house, definitely don't move to Cedar Park. We have really awesome homes here, whether you are into like gardening or home brewing or woodworking, running, whatever it is, like you can just chill at your house and do that and enjoy life. You don't have to be out in public, especially with the madness that's still going on in the world right now. We have really cute houses and cute communities in Cedar Park that will match whatever it is that you want to do with your life and with your free time. So if that just sounds like horrible to you, if you're like, no, I don't want to sit at home and get groceries delivered to me while I play video games or cook or do gardening, if that just sounds like the absolute worst thing in the world, and if you don't want to sit around and look at your house and be like, this is so cool, I can't believe I live here, what an amazing community, definitely don't move to Cedar Park. It doesn't sound like it's for you anyway. So if you were thinking about moving to Cedar Park and you wanted some straight talk about what are the worst things about it, there's like kids laughing and playing in the streets and in the parks, and there's cool houses where you can enjoy gardening and cooking and running. There's tons of business opportunity. There's lots of fun stuff to do. If that just sounds like the worst thing ever to you, then Cedar Park is not going to be the place for you. Like, don't even move here.